Oh, should probably take that out, right? Hello, it's me, Kyron. Thank you for joining me for yet another video. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for watching. If you are a returning viewer, thank you for watching as well. I really appreciate it. So today we're going to talk about a topic that comes around every Pride season, it seems. It's something that I'm noticing is part of the online discourse right now. But before we do that, could we get into my Pride earrings, my rainbow earrings? I'm gonna wear them for the entirety of June. Anytime I have to go anyway. And they're rainbow, they go with everything. So for now, let's get into this week's topic. As someone who dabbles in the Christian grey just a little bit, but also someone who I'd like to think is pretty rational and understanding, I think I could give Jack his apple bottom jeans and Jill her Givenchy slingbacks, and I want to look at some of the arguments.
We need to launch a full federal investigation into why and how this happened.
This is an argument that I could understand, and it's really popular among anti-Kink At Pride people. They think that activists have spent a lot of time trying to remove the image of queer people as simply being about sex, and therefore they feel that Kinksters at Pride undoes all that good work. So a float or a group of people in leather and harnesses, it just perpetuates a negative myth about our community. So I could understand that, but that doesn't mean that I agree with it. For the sake of this video, I'll be looking at the word sexuality using two definitions. So the first definition is a person's identity in relation to the gender or genders to which they are typically attracted, aka sexual orientation. And the second definition, sexual activity. To some extent, these meanings go together like peanut butter and jelly, or me and a designer handbag. So you can't separate the two. And it's the same for kinksters. A large part of their sexual orientation and their sexual activity involves kinks. In fact, for anybody who's not ace, sex is an integral part of their sexuality, and it's not that kinksters are incapable of love. So the message that Pride is about love is not lost just because you include kinksters in the conversation. There's nothing to be ashamed of. Sex is not something that we need to be ashamed of, and I think that this kind of creates that shame. I've heard this point a lot. Again, I get it. Because there are children there. Some children are trans, some children are the children of allies, and allies want to bring their kids into the space. And that's a good thing. And they don't want to bring their kids into something, of course, that's over-sexualized. Because if it's over-sexualized, it's possible that a parent might say, I don't want my child to be exposed to something that's too much. But I'm a teacher, and I can tell you, kids don't really sexualize things the way we do as adults. Think about breastfeeding in public. A lot of people think it's inappropriate for a woman to expose her breasts, and that's because we have sexualized female breasts. Male chests are fine, male breasts are fine, but females' breasts are always seen as over-sexual. But to a child, I think they're just gonna see it as a place that babies get food. They're not gonna see it in the same way as we do. And I think the same thing would happen if they saw somebody in a puppy mask. They would likely say, well, that's a really great Halloween costume. So I look at it from the perspective of harm, like what harm is caused by seeing somebody in a harness.
Emily, don't. Oh my God.
And I'm not sure that anybody is advocating for performing lewd acts of sexuality in front of children. I think, of course, there could be a minority of people who are fighting for this, saying, well, it's my pride and I should be able to fist who I want to. But I'm not quite sure that that's what's been going on. And we as queer people should know better than to judge the entire group for the decision making of, let's say, a few people. Like, we don't judge every German because of Nazism. So this feels like a straw argument at worst and a slippery slope argument at best. So my question is, like, what does my wearing this outfit have anything to do with you? Like, how does it actually affect you? I think the argument seems to be, if you have like a humiliation fetish and you're getting your rocks off in public on Pride Day, it's taken away people's consent. And I mean, if I put on my contacts, my reading glasses, and I squint just a little bit, I could see it. I could see like where that point comes from. So I'll give you like half a point for that one. But why I wouldn't give you the full point is because of the act or the outfit that's actually there on Pride Day.
So let's set the record straight. Thank you.
So for me, for example, I love to wear really short shorts in the summer. Now, I roll up my shorts, my legs are exposed, and am I assaulting somebody or taking away people's consent by wearing my shorts? I'm just wearing something to stay cool and also to accentuate my best asset, which are my legs, which I think are excessively long. I do think I have maybe a shorter torso and a much longer leg issue, but I don't know, that's a separate point. But someone out there might be looking at my really short shorts and think that it's inappropriate. But the reality is, your discomfort is not really my responsibility.
Bitch. Mother piece of shit.
So if I'm not doing anything that can be perceived as sex, I don't understand why that's controversial. You're not being asked to put on the gym suit or to lead a pup. So why does it matter? Like, you're not involved in sex, you're not seeing sex, and it doesn't really affect you. You're just seeing somebody wearing something. So why is that such a big deal? I'm really disappointed by this discourse coming from people who are supposed to be on the political left, because it just feels like they're shaming a part of our community that should be able to enjoy Pride in their way. Pride was an event that was created for queer people to express their sexuality and to celebrate that, and I think Pride should be a place where everybody should be able to do that in their own way. Like it or not, kinky queer people have always been a part of Pride and of queer history. Like, look at the Village People. You think they chose the costumes that they chose to wear for no reason. So it's because like leather and kink and costumes and that kind of thing has always been a part of the modern queer experience. So why are we trying to deny that? I think denying that in favor of respectability politics is unfair and exclusionary, which is the antithesis of what Pride is supposed to be. As I've said, I would like to reiterate, if that's not clear, I'm not advocating for like sexual acts to be performed at Pride, like in the middle of the day, in the middle of like a crowd of people. I think some things are best kept in your private dungeon. or at the sex club if that's what you're into. I think that that's fine.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. Oh, okay.
But I do think that there is a place for kink at Pride. And there always has been a somewhat sanitized version of kink at Pride. I think the kink community understands what the limits are for Pride. I don't think that it's something that most of them are gonna cross the line over. So to say that it shouldn't be there in some way, shape, or form, it's just unfair. I can't get behind it. Whether you like it or not, some queer people are kinky, and that's a part of how they live their queer life, and their queer experience is as valid as an unkinky person's. And we as queer people should have pride in that, even if it's not the way that we live in our queerness.
Case closed. Next case.
Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. Follow my Instagram and my Twitter if you want. I post a lot on Twitter. So, thank you. Happy Pride Month. I should have said that at the beginning. Hopefully, I'll be able to make a second Pride video for this month. Yeah, Pride is important, and I'm glad that I'm able to put something out. And I hopefully can put something else. So, happy Pride. See you.